Hi there, Henry and Yolanda here. We have something on our hearts that we want to share with you, and I want you to think about this. If talking about Jesus was a crime, would you be found guilty? Would there even be enough evidence to convict you of that crime?
Hallo mevrou, hoe gaan dit? Goed. Het mevrou 'n bietjie pyn?
Ja.
Kan ek vir mevrou bid?
Ja.
Waar is mevrou se pyn?
Knie.
Is die knie seer?
Ja.
Wat is fout? Is hy soos geswel of
Nee, ja, pijn.
pyne? Okay, is hy baie die pyn of is hy nou baie seer?
Ja.
Wat is mevrou se naam? Carly. Gertie.
Ja.
Okay. Maar Vader, ek bid vir Gertie, alle pyn, ek bevel die pyn gaan nou knie genees nou in die naam van Jesus Christus. Alle pyn gaan volle genesing op die knie nou in Jesus naam. Kyk, toets hom, voel hom. Ja? Dis Jesus?
Ja.
Dis Jesus. Hy's reg.
Ja.
Sê dankie Jesus. Sien jy, Jesus is lewendig.
Ja.
Nou as Jesus dood was, dan kan hy dit mos nie doen nie.
Ja.
Maar dis omdat hy lewe dat hy dit kan doen.
Ja.
Want hy is die koning van alles.
Ja.
En hy kom vinnig terug, mevrou.
Ja.
Hy kom terug vir my en jou.
Ja.
Ons moet reg wees.
Ja.
Hy het gesê ons moet wegdraai van ons sondes af en ons moet weer gebore word.
Ja.
Dat ons die koninkryk van God kan ingaan.
Ja.
If the world hates you, and it does, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you belong to the world would love you as its own and would treat you with affection, but you are not of the world. You no longer belong to it, but I chose you out of the world, and because of this the world hates you.
Goeiedag julle. Kan ek julle papier gee om te lees? Sê, dis 4 vir julle. Kan ek dit gee? Julle hierdie vat. Nee, Jesus. Vat. Kan ek julle hierdie gee? Boom. Baie dankie. Dankie julle. Dis die evangelie op hy papier. Hy het 'n bietjie te help. Kyk. Hallo julle. Hallo. Jy is te honger. Hierdie is die lewendige brood. Pamflet kan te lees. Jy rook die habli. Die hookah. Ek het daai ding baie jare gerook. Ek het hom van 13 gerook tot 27, 28. Hy was deel van my lewe. Maar toe ek hom los, toe is ek vry. Maar jy sien, Jesus het gekom, hy kan ons vryheid gee van dit. Ons sien nie regtig, jy sien nie altyd die dinge wat jy aan verslaaf is nie, hè? En Jesus kom om vir ons lewe te gee. Maar al hierdie goeders het hou ons so vas. En die dag toe ek vry is, toe gaan my oë oop, toe sien ek hoe ek my hele lewe was ek voor gelieg gewees. Duiwel het my gelieg. Ja, jy kan so vry soos 'n mossie wees. Goeiedag. Kan jy wat how are you doing? Jy papier gee?
You see, we read in Luke how many people they came after Jesus in the crowds, and Jesus wanted to test them. He wanted them to understand that what it takes to follow him. He told them that if you do not hate yourself, become nothing, set aside your own interests, basically think less of yourself than what you actually think you are, then you cannot be his disciple.
Jesus challenged them to count the costs, and it's still the same today. He wants you to know what you're stepping into. Jesus said in Luke 14, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the costs, whether he has enough to finish it, lest after he has laid the foundation and it's not able to build the walls to finish it, all who will see him will begin to mock him, saying, 'This man began to build and was not able to finish it.'" We see that Jesus wanted to make it clear to his followers that there is a cost to count. There will be sacrifices, there will be self-denial and persecution, and all of that will form you. Else, you might be like this builder who weren't able to finish the tower because he didn't count the costs.
Go and preach the gospel. We have been commissioned to go and preach the gospel.
When following Jesus, you need to find yourself on that narrow road that he talks about. We can sometimes so easily be swept up in the crowds for that moment, but quickly be moved and shaken once it gets difficult. When Jesus addressed this big crowd, when he said that they need to count the costs, he knew that many will only do it for a moment. They will only follow him for the short moment.
Verstaan jy?
Yes.
So jy sal weet in jou hart of jy daai natuur al verander het of nie. En dis elkeen van ons moet op ons knie wees en die Bybel sê work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Yes.
So jy moet 'n vrees hê vir God en jy moet op jou knie bly en Here, is ek reg? Is my lewe reg? Is ek al weer gebore? Is ek nie? Waar staan ek? Dit wat hierdie man nou vir my gesê het, is dit die waarheid? Is dit nie? Wys my waar staan dit in die Bybel?
Even today, his words are so clearly seen in the modern day Christianity, where there are no costs involved, but only consists of looking exactly like the world and not, like Jesus says, set apart from this world.
One day I was reading my Bible, I was going to church. I believed, and then God, he spoke to me. He says, Henry, you're going to hell. Because I was living in sin. Disorder. I was just doing it. My life was looking like the world. The only difference between me and the world was I was telling myself that I am a Christian, but inside my heart I was not one.
Do the things in this world because he doesn't want us to not enjoy our life, but he wants us to experience him. It's not that because he doesn't want us to have fun. It's because he knows what's good for us.
We look at the Bible and we see how the Christians had church. We need to use that as the example and not what we see today. We can't always trust that. We can't trust religion. When we look at the book of Acts and the church, how they had church, and for example where Stephen got martyred and the church had to flee away, everywhere they went, they still preached the gospel, even though their lives was in danger. They knew what it was, what it meant to count the costs.
Om te versprei. Hy het gesê gaan uit, gemaak met volgende disippels van die hele wêreld, van al die nasies. Hy het nie gesê stop raai vir ons.
Ja, ons kan ons hele lewe kan ons vir onsself lewe. Maar hy het gekom vir 'n rede, nê, dat jy totaal en al verander. Ons kan nie dieselfde dinge aanhou doen wat ons gedoen het as ons regtig sê ons glo hom nie of ons ken hom nie, nê.
Now, a verse that I want you to think about, and Jesus said, if the world hates you, think about that, the world hating you, people that are against you because of your faith. Know that it hated him before it hated you. If you were of this world, the world would love its own. So if we belong to this world, the world would love us. People will cherish us. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of this world, therefore the world hates you. He chose us not to look like the world, but he chose us out of the world. So we cannot be sucked back into the world.
So something we can do all practically when looking at our lives, when counting the costs, we can start with, do we offer up our time for Jesus? Do we fast? It's daunting for the flesh, but do we fast? Did we count the costs for that? And he will lead you in it as you go along.
So guys, where is Jesus leading us?
We are going with another family, Chart and Charlene, and we are very excited for what Jesus is going to do.